this period feels like very stormy seas, of course, with COVID, but it has for, 2 or 3 decades or 2 decades with climate change, working coral reefs. So in that sense, an understanding of global changes has grown in the last 5 to 10 years. So I think being able to see the future is not necessarily being able to predict what it will be, particularly in terms of getting there, but I think you have to have, I suppose, call it faith in something. You have to believe in something. And for me, as a scientist working in ecology and human environment dynamics, there are natural dynamics or system dynamics in play. The world will be a different place in the coming decades from the one we've known. But as long as we don't mess it up completely, of course, it can still be a good future. We have to just take individual steps moving in better directions rather than worse directions in terms of the options available. So I think having a sense of that is important, and what gives me, people ask, about sense of hope or optimism, or like we save coral reefs and things like that. And I can't really say that we will, but I can certainly feel that we can make the best out of the hand that we have and make a better hand for future options, for future generations to take. So I think it's having that sense of that there are choices and we can make good choices. I think that's important to me.
Leaders in the conservation or environmental field, I think we're really lucky, because what everybody wants, they want to have a purpose-driven job, right? And we have that. And I think that is in itself super rewarding. And you end up working with a lot of people that share the same passion, for the greater good or whatever. And I think that's great. That's a privilege. The other thing, in terms of maybe the more hardship, I think it goes back to the point of leadership. I mean, it's underinvested in our sector.
And there's no guidebook to how you do this. To be able to see beyond the unseen, to be able to look beyond the horizon, and how we get there is a collective role, but we can get out of this situation, so to speak.
Need to know that solution doesn't come immediately. No, you have to wait for the right moment. Sometimes you don't know when that right moment is going to come. No, so it's patient. A leader is a person who is willing to wait for the right moment, for the events or for the people to proceed on the direction that the leader wants.
My sense of impatience, I try to actually count before I open my mouth. It's something that my father actually told me, always think before you talk. And so one thing is that I try to curb my spontaneous reactions and just think a little bit before I speak, or try to breathe, actually. So, bring in some of the yoga practice that I do. So understanding how important it is to give the body a chance to set up for being able to listen and for being able to open up to others, rather than just, having a one-way interaction going from me to the other person or to the other people.
Well, I think we especially need new leaders and young leaders who are interested in the space of in this field of environment and climate. Yeah, so I can only encourage people to proceed a career in this field and to develop certain competences they need to become a leader in the environmental space, because we all need you.